for reasons I won't go into because it would take like 15 minutes to explain. But just believe me, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Jeremiah pick still was very strong, but it put their hand on the table very, very early on in the draft. So they knew how to counter it. They picked up the NightHound, which even without the Nullfire Blade there, it's still a great pickup because you can still go on him, and the smoke, the smoke bomb still cancels any kind of spell casting. So.
Well, it's a very good point actually to bring. And it's when you think electrician, you think parasite. Now, granted, they did get electrician as well, so of course that worked out even more. But NightHound, you're right. It definitely can be seen as actually a pretty solid counter, as we kind of saw some cases there, even without the Nullfire. But what makes it even that much greater, as you're putting it, if we were to see a Jersey on the Legion team, we still happen to see NightHound, he would still go Nullfire Blade most likely. I mean, that's just such a core item on him, especially because of the agility gain. Of course, with that backstab ability, it just affects it so strongly. So, anyways, though, game number 2, it looks like it has begun. So, Tralfamador, are you ready? That's the big question.
I'm ready.
Well, I'm ready too. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna assume that you guys are. I was gonna wait 6 minutes and maybe get some reaction, but that would just be weird. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We got Clan Milk on the Legion side, 240B on the Hellborn side, of course. So switching it up as always. By the way, real quick note, big shout out to DreamHoN Party once again. I'm actually gonna join the channel myself, and just as today, as every other day, the DreamHoN Party, channel DreamHoN Space Party in-game. If you go to it, Xander K, the S2 Games Community Manager, he's leading the way with that, helping get some discussions going about the game at hand here on Honcast, as he does every single day. A chance for you guys to win some gold prizes. Gold coin prizes, that is, amongst other
gold
things.
Prizes.
Gold!
You're going to be rich!
Gold! No, the gold coins and everything else. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun, even if you don't win prizes, just some good discussion going on. So, big shout-out to everyone on that channel. This game has started, though. We got the Blind Bands, Ophelia and Tundra coming out from Milk, Pebbles and Meraxis from Grablord. So, can't say I'm too shocked about the Blind Bands here. I am a little bit shocked about that Chipper, first locked by Clan Milk.
Yeah, I think Chipper's really fun hero. I think in Game 2 right now, Clan Milk is probably going to see some fun picks, which I think is awesome for us as a spectator. But I do remember Clan Milk getting a little fun one time in their picks and picking Gemini. Not that Gemini is bad, but it's a little out of the comfort zone of most players. And if I do recall, they actually got they actually lost.
That was the funny thing about that was just before the group stages, where it was single elimination. I mean, you lose, you don't advance on.
That's right.
So
we actually saw TT Esports not even almost make it.
It was TT Esports and Clan Milk. Clan Milk played a team. I was actually again talking to MilkFat about that today. They were playing a team called Doom, I believe it was. And they lost the first game because of that. Now, granted, they were playing 4 versus 5 for the most part, apparently, because I think Cookies all of a sudden had to go, and so they had to play 4 versus 5. But yeah, they were trolling a little bit harder than maybe they should have been, and it almost came back to bite them in the ass, to say the least. So, but they are up 1-0 here. This is the group stages. Obviously, feeling pretty confident that they are the better team, but. You got to be a little bit careful at the same time. But, yeah, I do like seeing Chipper as well. I remember when he first came out, especially, really when that focus buffer was, before it was nerfed, how that was, now it does, at max level, what does it do? It does the focus buffer, 500 magic damage. I believe it even used to do like 650 magic damage absorption, which is actually pretty powerful. But, of course, the Rocket Barrage, always entertaining, and the Tartos, and just so much synergy with that hero itself. So, very, very aggressive ganking-oriented hero, really.
Yeah, he's just a great mid, actually, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more teams pick him up now that we're seeing more one-on-one mid matchups, and yeah, that would be fun to see. So Chipper's very strong. He's very strong once you get that Staff of the Master up on your ultimate. It's probably the best spell in the game to have Staff of the Master boost.
Really?
It really, really is. It applies so much damage. The slow that actually goes through Shunken Head. I don't think the damage does, but it's just a great, great item boost there for a Chipper. It's pretty much the best item to get on him, really. But I would love to see him played. I think he's actually going to get picked, but right now all the bans have happened. I'll just run through them really quickly. As you can see, the locks are on your screen, but the bans are Jeremiah Bubbles, Demented Shaman, Dark Lady, Mage Bane, and Electrician now from Smoker. Ben and Electrician didn't want to deal with that again, as it was kind of a powerhouse last game. And now the first pick, Tempest. I kind of agree with that. The Ophelia is banned, and Glacius is in the pool, so it's not really that big of a counter to Tempest. And now 240B is going to counter with an Luna pickup, and right-clicking Gravekeeper. I really don't think that they're going to, but hey, I didn't think that they were going to do an Luna
Moon Queen,
Luna Moon Queen Myrmidon Trilane, so I'm ready to be surprised.
I would not be against it. But they do go with Pharaoh instead. And of course, Pharaoh, as we've talked about, excellent counter to a hero like Tempest.
It's a soft counter. I like the idea that we're going to be able to counter this Tempest, even if he does get a Shrunken Head, well, cool, I can stun him through it. But I really feel like Andromeda is so much better in that regard.
True.
Now, Andromeda obviously can't solo as well as Pharaoh. Actually, he can, but just teams don't do it.
Yeah.
But I think, yes, Berserker Rhapsody! Woo!
Oh, you know what? I was hoping. I saw the right click down there. I mentioned in the first game. I was like, Milkfat did tell me. And I think he was saying Moravis was the one that was really interested to play him, actually. So, sure enough, Berserker Rhapsody, actually. I mean, Rhapsody as well. Did you see Draconis? No, it's not going to be Draconis.
Well, like 4 of the 5 heroes, or 4 of the 5 players, I think, on this Hellborn side have Draconis as their icon.
Oh, they do? Wow, yeah.
So,
the Dargon.
The Dargon.
Over here.
But Soul Stealer. Oh, okay, interesting. But
yeah.
no, actually, I know Cakes actually does play a good Berserker. I scrimmed against them CM once back when I was on TDN. And we actually even picked Jeraziah, and I remember Berserker just doing work. We ended up still winning the game, but man, Cakes on Berserker was just tearing through shit. I mean, it was insane.
Well, that's kind of funny you said that you ended up still winning the game. That's been the trend for me, too. Like, I've seen him a couple of times in competitive matches. He just tears things up. He's dominant. But his team loses still. So it's like, eh. Now, look at that. Very interesting, actually. They, sure enough, don't go with Chipper. Instead, they first pick Wretched Hag. Then it goes over to the Hellborn side, and you have your Behemoth Glacius. And then back to Clan Milk, they go with Lord Salforus, another hero that I'm actually a pretty big fan of. And happy to see here from Clan Milk. So I do have a feeling, Clan Milk is, of course, along the lines of, we're up 1-0. This is a team that, again, we feel like we are the better team. Let's maybe have some fun with it. Mm-hmm. I do like it, though. I'm not going to lie. I like seeing it, so looking forward to see what's here.
You know, it's really funny. And, yeah, really quickly, the Behemoth, Soul Stealer, Glacius, Aluna, and Pharaoh combination there coming out from Hellborn as their final picks. I have to say, this skin for Berserker is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
The Demon Hunter Zerker skin, as it's called. And actually, we were talking to Dan the Man yesterday in the office, and he was saying, what's a funny thing is that certain heroes gain popularity when certain skins come out.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
Magebane.
Yeah, Magebane, he said, and especially Meraxis got really popular when the Chainsaw Meraxis came out. I was like, that's funny, because there's some validity to that.
Yeah.
So, really funny thing. And I'm going to start playing some more Berserker with that skin, because that looks pretty damn cool.
It does look pretty badass.
Not going to lie.
I'm actually curious to see, what the Chain Spike animation and his ultimate active and everything. It's always fun, too. It's not just, the bare skin. It's obviously all the animations that come with it, too. So, that'll be cool. But we do see at the top lane, look at this. The Courier spotting Lord Salforus up here. That's a 4-man gank squad, and they're also protecting the ward spot. So perhaps 240B listening into some casts here and there, Trough. And do they get the Trough seal of approval for that?
Well, if they successfully defend their pull and actually double stack it and pull it, then yes, they will. They haven't got my seal of approval just yet.
There's more steps than just that.
And Pharaoh is actually, maybe he's waiting to use that Courier. I mean, obviously we can see what he can't, and he's playing this correctly. He shouldn't really walk up there because he doesn't know where they are. But he's going to take a chance, and sometimes you have to. With Pharaoh, that's okay. You can use that wall to quickly level it up and use that wall to your advantage to get away. But he does get that ward up. So, he gets the ward up. Clan Milk doesn't. So in that regard, they've already won. But no seal of approval coming out just yet. I will use that for when they actually double stack this pull and then pull it to get the lane controlled there for them. Now we have a Suicide Lord Salforus, it looks like. Tempest denied for him. And now he's going to go into the jungle. We have a Rhapsody and Berserker lane. I've never seen anything like this. And then Hag versus Soul Stealer Luna lane here in the dual lane in mid. So Pharaoh should be okay in the bottom, and then Glacius should apply a lot of pressure to this Lord Salforus.
Yeah, definitely a lot of questions. Nice block here on a Lord Salforus, but I just don't think they have nearly enough damage, especially with that life tap. He's here right there. He's just going to use it, get the life back, and be more than fine. I mean, now, if Aluna was here, then maybe they could have set something up. But unfortunately, Aluna, not really unfortunately, but yeah, it's again, they don't get the kill, but Aluna, she is here in the middle lane. Of course, babysitting the Soul Stealer, actually. But yeah, that was a hell of a block there from Behemoth, just on not nearly enough damage to kill Salforus. And again, though, Salforus, he is so annoying. I will say, especially in a 1-versus-1 situation, that life tap is so powerful. But 1-versus-2 here. Speaking of that, I mean, what do you make of what 240B is doing here? We had a Behemoth Glacius lane. I'm guessing Behemoth going to focus the farm here.
I think that's fine, but tisk tisk. They did not double stack that pull camp, and they did not pull it. And this is especially important. This is almost exact same thing as playing against the Suicide Plague, who has the deny. You have the deny coming out from Tempest, and so they're already like Lord Self-First is getting all this free experience in the bot or in the top lane, and he's actually got 5-1 creep score as well. So had Glacius, I mean, it was nice, and the thought of him to go and harass him was fine. And actually, he probably will double stack this here. At the same time, though, Pharaoh's in a lot of trouble. He uses the wall to maybe try to get away, but no, the spikes come out there from Berserker, and he does get the Bloodlust kill going out to kick. So well played right there, and unfortunate for Wushin as he just does get taken out here.
Well, he also showed the power of the Mark of Death. I mean, or Mark 4 Death, excuse me. Even at level 1, he used it to actually get the move speed closer, run up to Pharaoh right there, and get it getting range for the chain spike, and then eventually the kill. It's also a great job by Creams on Rhapsody. Excellent harassment, using the staccato stun, keeping him close enough. And like I said, we saw the end results actually pretty well executed there. Between the two, and that was definitely fun to see. But again, Behemoth and Lord Southwest going on. As you said, though, GG Sucka here, 7-1 compared to his 7-5 now 8-5. Behemoth even with a life tap. I mean, again, he's just so powerful. He goes and not only does a good amount of damage, but the life all of a sudden just pops right back up for him. So very annoying to go up against. You see Smoker in the middle lane missing a Demon Hand right there. He went to try to use it on the Hag, but Hag unfortunately blinking away just in time and is going to be fine. Now, what do you think of this? I mean, what do you make of a Luna babysitting the Soul Stealer so heavily here in the middle lane? Is that fine?
I think it's fine right now. It gives Soul Stealer a big edge that he needs in the very early laning phase of this game. But he doesn't need that support anymore. I think Luna should maybe go run around, try to get a gank top, or apply some. He can't really apply pressure to Tempest, so that'd be a horrible idea. Actually, top lane or something happening with Lord Self-First. He might be in a little bit of trouble right here. He gets that life tap. Do you see how much damage or health it actually returns to him?
Behemoth, though, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Don't let him get another life tap. Don't let him get another life tap. Attack the creep. Oh, there we go. Nice. I was going to say, if he got another life tap off, that would have been the difference. But he didn't attack the creep. He went for the kill on a Glacius, and they end up getting a kill out of it. So that did work out pretty well there for 240B. As now Behemoth going to get more free farm, and see Glacius again obviously did end up double stacking, even doing some pulling, but was harassed there by Lord Self-Forest. But as we were talking about, Soul Stealer 15-11 against a 6-1 Wretched Hacker, so he is off to a fantastic start, to say the least. So
Behemoth is in a little bit of trouble, but yeah, he's doing a very, very good job here in the mid. I mean, he is having assistance from I think Soul Stealer already has an edge against Hag. That's why I don't think Aluna maybe shouldn't have been there in the mid, but it's always nice to give a nice favorable lead to Soul Stealer. Actually, some manning up here going on. Actually, the last hand comes out from Moravis, and unfortunately, bad blink there coming out for him. Put him in a very vulnerable position there, so good job by Smoker, though, to get that last Demon Hand to connect. And actually, I think, I wasn't quite sure, but it looked like Aluna went to use his bottle, grabbed that haste rune, and gave it back to Smoker. So, yeah, Soul Stealer's going to have a hell of a time now in the... Hag is going to have a hell of a time in mid. And I think what Aluna really needs to do is maybe gank top and actually start stacking this jungle completely. If he does that, the Soul Stealer's farm is just going to skyrocket. So, yeah, there's really no place in Aluna being mid right now. I think he can actually... I think Soul Stealer can easily hold his own, especially after that kill and that haste rune bottle. So I'd like to see some stacking going on.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, as great as Soul Stealer's doing, though, at the same time, and no doubt the stacking, of course, would very much help. You do see she is still here in the middle lane, though, and heavily harassing Moravis. Now, you see a haste rune onto Soul Stealer. He's going to go in right here. Doesn't have the ulti, of course. He's going to go in for some Demon Hands. One Demon Hand. There's a second one. Does hit, but the power throw coming out from Rustock right there on Aluna to guarantee the kill. Great coordination right there. Man, Demon Hands, especially at range like that, into the blind. I mean, not easy to land whatsoever. But he made that look pretty damn easy, I'm not going to lie. That was very effective right there. And obviously got the kill for them. Excellent, excellent play coming out between both of the players right there. Yeah,
that was actually... I thought he was going to miss it simply because the trees respawned there right as he was going through that little corridor in the trees there behind that tower. And they respawn, and sometimes that can kind of move the position of your hero, especially when you're a Soul Stealer. You need that perfect positioning, lining up those Demon Hands. But he hit them both. They were only level 2 Demon Hands, but so really good snipe there coming out from the Luna to get that last hit. But in the meantime, I mean, this is a 1-3 kill difference here in favor of Grab Lords. But at the same time, we got a 2,400 experience lead, and actually some aggression coming out from Hag. Rhapsody and Tempest both here to support, and they will get that kill onto Soul Stealer. So good turn of events right there. But yeah, whenever you have a jungler like this, you always seem to still get a lot of golden experience lead, despite any kind of small kills that happen in the mid lane or wherever. Because especially with Tempest, that hero just farms so quickly in the forest. So Yeah, and it shows. They're at 3,200 experience lead as well as a 2,400 gold lead, and you wouldn't think it after those kills in the mid. But they do bounce back a little bit, getting that kill on Soul Stealer.
Now, there's this guy at the bottom lane. His name's Berserker, being played by Cakes, and, well, he's, let's not forget about him, because he's dominating down here. 408 gold per minute, looking very, very good. We do see Wretched getting a blink away in time once again here in the middle lane, but yeah, Berserker, 100% free farm. In fact, a level 1 Pharaoh still, by the way. Mark for Death applied. He's going to charge in, maybe even use a W. We see right there with the Strength Stab. Does Pharaoh have enough life? Oh, yes, he does. He will survive. Even Carnage was activated right there, just simply for the amplified damage to go for the kill. But Pharaoh stays alive, so there's your good news. But again, a level 1 Pharaoh. We're now 7 minutes into the game. I mean, go to the junk. I mean, what can he do? I guess, but
and compare him to the Suicide Lord Sulfuris, who's actually beating Behemoth in farm. 25 and 6 creep kills coming out from GG Sucka. I think part of that actually is just Lord Sulfuris is a very, very strong hero. We don't see him very much, but he can really hold his own in a lane like this. Behemoth Glacius is not the strongest. They don't have enough burst to really take him down. You saw right there, he can really contest with that life tap ability. He actually is maxing that, as I really think he should. He's doing a great job up here. Almost 30 creep kills, 230 gold per minute. He did die once, but that's not really a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the awesome lane control here at the bottom lane has just really prevented Pharaoh from doing really anything. Now, granted, he has triple stacked the Ancients, so he's done something this game. It's not like he's been 100% useless. Aluna is going to get in a lot of trouble here in the middle lane. The Tempest ultimate being used on a Soul Stealer, and Tempest will more than likely fall right here. You see him try to make something happen, but there really was nothing that he could do at that point. So a great gank setup once again by Tempest, and Rhapsody coming in for the assists. And she now has 3 of the assists, all 3 assists, so involved in all the kills. And once again, the bottom lane, not enough for the kill on a Pharaoh. But now he's back at base, getting some more life. Yeah, same story. Back to farm goes Berserker, as he's got his Ghost Marchers, his Life Tube. We'll see where he goes from there. Meanwhile, back to the top lane. Behemoth ultimate activate on him from Lord South Forest. It's going to be enough for the kill. W in 1 second. He should be able to use it right here. There's a stun from Behemoth, actually. Not going to be nearly enough, though. In comes Rhapsody. You see South Forest attacking the creep. Just get the life. So now Glacius in a lot of trouble. The life tap coming out. The Disco Inferno not doing much damage, but healing them a little bit. And South Forest is going to dive. Not even necessary. Rhapsody's final lot of attack will be enough to grant her the kill. And Lord South Forest, he does have the Undying, which he activates right there to heal himself up rather than the assisted damage. So, Rhapsody, man, I mean, Creams has been all over the map now, literally, bottom, middle, and top, and has done something everywhere. So, very well played on Rhapsody's part.
Yeah, I think Creams has really improved as a player on this team in the last couple of weeks. He's really been doing his research, really just taking a note on how to really play support well. And it's more than just sitting there waiting and doing pretty much nothing and warding. There's a lot of stuff to do. Lane control, stacking, knowing when to gank. Because if you gank at the wrong time, you can waste a lot of time. But he's done a really good job. Lots of improvement coming out from him these last couple of weeks. So I'm impressed.
Yeah, he is. Again, Clan Milk as a whole just really has been looking very good. But, it is things like that with the improving of Creams, picking up Shams. Obviously, we mentioned the success he's had for the team. And it's really overall as a team, they've definitely been practicing. They've been putting. Look at it again. Farrell's like, oh, God, here we go again. I'm just going to use my Homecoming Sun right away as he charges him. And he goes back to base yet again. Now, that is the downside about Berserker, similar to like an Arachne or an Armadon or something, where it's like you just buy a Homecoming Sun, you can port away, but man, Farrell still level 3, getting absolutely nothing. Top lane, we see a big dive here by South Forest. Once again, live tap activated. He's going to keep going. It doesn't have it Undying, but it's not even going to matter. He traps him in the little hole right there. You got to wonder if that was the smartest positioning from Behemoth, and clearly really wasn't. So, Lord South Forest, you said it. I mean, he was a suicide lane here for the Legion team, similar to Pharaoh. He's farming 300 gold per minute. He's level 9, which is the highest in the game, tied with actually Berserker. They're at the bottom lane, so it's looking ugly here, to say the least. Here, for Grab Lords.
Stun coming out from Tempest. He is only level 2 stun, but Berserker just catches up so quickly. I don't even know the names of his spells, but he gains so much movement speed and just does so much damage at this point. Probably going to go for that Helm of the Black Legion. He could buy it if he would like to, but the Courier's not in base, so he cannot do it. And wow, Glazes, what are you doing? Just dies instantly. Yeah. At the same time, Smoker does take out Moravis there, so well played there. Moravis getting a little sloppy this game on Hag, but his team, I think, is going to pick up the slack for him. Actually, Marapsy gets blocked here. A Luna power throw to come. to follow, and then actually Smoker gets the last hit with that Demon Hand. Gets the double, as you said, Breaky.
Imagine that.
But at the same time, Lord Sulfuras up here in the top lane, pushing this tower. It's actually quite low. And, well, the response is coming out from the Hellborn team, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. And I actually don't know if they have Glyph either. And he's 2-0. They do have Glyph, and they actually might be able to do something here. He's playing very, very aggressive here, but little does he know. Actually, the Legion does get the tower kill, so Behemoth ulti used to get that final last hit on GG Suck. At the same time, bottom lane, Berserker doing a lot of damage, but he's tanking some towers, so he might fall back. Yeah, he is super, super fast.
Yeah, that Mark for Death ability, it is pretty powerful. And again, what makes it even more powerful is what's great with the hero. I just love the concept once again. We do see a Portal Tempest. Oh, Glacius is missed, but Pharaoh will get caught. Now the Tempest Ultimate obviously worn off. Soulstealer ports in. Soulstealer, a couple of auto attacks will be enough for the kill right there. Berserker charging back in with that Mark for Death, but he's going to decide to fall back and be fine with that. So, yeah, not the greatest Tempest jump in, but obviously he's just getting a little bit cocky, even you could say, here for Clan Milk, and for good reason. They're in a very comfortable spot here early on, only 12 minutes in. 9,000 gold, 7,000 experience in. Here we go again. Mark for Death. There's a chain spike. In come the auto attacks. The Carnage activate again. Just look at how much damage he's doing. Now he's going to get hit by the Soulstealer ultimate. Soulstealer, a couple of Demon Hands. Oh, not enough for the kill. The final auto attack will pick off Berserker right there by Smoker. Now Smoker going hand in hand. Nice job with the staccato stuns from Rhapsody, though, to turn around onto Soulstealer. Top lane, we see Sal Forest taking out actually Behemoth up there. And a Wretched who doesn't have a Bat Blast. He used it earlier trying to kill Soulstealer in the middle lane, which got turned around on. He's going to jump Balloon, though. Finish her off with the auto attacks. In comes Pharaoh. He's still only level 4, however. And now he needs to be on the run as he's double range against him with no boots, as you said. He does have a mana battery, so can he get enough juke right here? Maybe buy enough time for a turnaround. Nope, not going to happen, especially with Shams coming back in on that Tempest. So that fight just seemed to go on forever. But once again, Clan Milk comes out on top and back to farm the Gale.
Yeah, they're just overpowering, really. I mean, Berserker's doing a ton of damage. I think any hero in that position, I mean, Berserker is fun to watch and does a lot of damage, but really, they just, overall, their strategy of keeping this bottom lane to have, nothing. Any hero that was in that position would have had that much farm, and so he's doing very, very well. 410 gold per minute there from coming out from Cakes. And Lord Sulfuras is kind of doing his own thing, but boy, he is doing really well in this top lane. You compare him to Pharaoh, who's only level 4, doesn't have boots. He's 0-4-0. All not really his fault. Glacius here going to spot him out, though. The 4-second stun coming out from Aluna, so well placed there. But just look at how much damage and resources it uses to take out this GG Sucka. As he finally does fall, but, at the same time, Brown down here.
Brown down here.
He's having
oh, that's rude.
So, he's having a very hard time. I feel for you, Wushin. I mean, we're giving him a hard time, but there's really nothing he can do.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting overpowered at this point.
Yeah, it's ugly here for 240B. It is kind of unfortunate again, especially looking back at the first game, how they honestly really right off the bat, they started off 2-0, I believe it was. Our trialing was looking pretty solid. Overall, looked like it could have been a winnable game pretty earlier on, but this game, you really from the beginning, it was looking very, very grim for 240B. Now, Smoker on Soulstealer, he is farming 330 gold per minute, and again, this is Soulstealer after all. This is what he does, but really, is that going to be enough? It's very difficult to say that it is at this point. Self Force and Berserker are just so powerful right now. Tempest jumping in, takes out Behemoth right there. You see the Mark for Death, and this is Berserker. The Carnage activated, the final auto attack, and the Mark for Death ready to go once again if he finds another target, but not going to happen. And the Carnage wearing off right there. Again, the Carnage, to stress the power of that ability I was mentioning to you earlier, not only is a damage increase with the maximum health by for 12 seconds by 7%, now 8% at level 3, but it's also the reduction in both debuff and stun durations, all the way up to 80%. So really, stuns and debuffs in general are very useless against him when he has that ultimate activated, and it makes him so freaking difficult to deal against. And you figure you get a shrunken out on top of that. It's just nearly unstoppable almost. But Chain Spike going to be used right there to guarantee the kill for himself. They also take out the tower. We're now 15.5 minutes in, so you got to think Grab Lords. The idea of a concede is perhaps in the mind, but maybe it's a case that we'll just play it out, hope for the best. This is game 2 after all. Let's see what we can make happen. But Clan Milk is just so strong right now.
Yeah, they're looking really, really good. I mean, it's 15 minutes, almost a 20k gold lead, 11k experience. Yeah, they're just simply the more experienced team. There's not really too much more to say about that, honestly. Shieldbreaker now picked up on Berserker. things are just going in their way, and hopefully a team like Grapplers, God, just watch this damage come out. I mean, Glacius just dies instantly, pretty much. They have some potential. I mean, they play well. Like I said, in Han, right now with all these teams, and I don't know, it's not really that the players don't have the talent. I see the talent there. I see their micro, actually. Soulseer trying to channel that ultimate. Does quite a lot of damage, but he's taking out Rhapsody. Oh, wow, the Behemoth ulti doesn't really hit much. It does hit Berserker, but, you know, he's got a lot of farm there. Pharaoh getting pursued. He still doesn't have boots. And now Behemoth's getting pursued as well. He gets a stun off, but he does not have an ultimate anymore. The power throw coming out actually almost gets Berserker killed there. And actually, the Glacial Blast almost gets him even just a little bit lower, but power supply, I think, raised him up a bit. But what I wanted to say is, with these Han teams, the talent's there. They know how to play their lane. I mean, Soulstealer did really well against Hack. Granted, he did have that support. But it's really the overall strategy. Wow, big Bat Blast there coming out. So much stuff going on towards the very end of this game. Well, it seems like the end. And Luna will fall as well to those uphill attacks coming out from those conversions, as well as the last hit from Creams. But again, as I was trying to say, the overall problem is just the strategy involved. I mean, is Behemoth Glacius really that strong? It is if you can actually keep the hero out. And could they do it? No. They could not keep Lord Salphurus out. You have to be able to spot the lanes. Maybe they just misread the lanes. I'm not quite sure. But either way, the talent's there. Strategy, it's coming along.
Yeah. Again, that's experience in general definitely helps a lot with that. And you know, as we were saying from the very beginning, Grablords, they do deserve a lot of credit because there have been several other teams in these group stages that, you know, may not have had the greatest start, and so they've taken that even as we're not even just going to bother showing up to our later on matches, which obviously is just really, really, really bad. And if we're at the scene, it's bad for everyone, considering the matches are still effective for other teams. So, yeah, Grablords, they're making a point that they're here to play. They're here to just have fun, if anything. Again, it is a game after all. But Clan Milk clearly is the better team here. Again, 4-0 coming in. Very likely going to be 5-0 now after this victory. And again, mathematically, I don't think it guarantees them a spot. Still, as crazy as that sounds, being 5-0 here in the group of death. They won't guaranteed be moving on, but with the schedule they've had so far, with the victories they've already had, you know, it really does put them in a very good spot of being one of the top two teams. We do see more initiation happening. Soulstealer ultimate goes off right there. Minimal damage, though. There was a lot of range between him and the other hero, so Berserker is kind of just still walking around. He does have a Mark for Death ready to use. Will he use it? He does use it on Behemoth right there. Looks like he's going to charge in the Chain Spike, and he gets the kill. And again, Mark for Death is refreshed. He uses it once again. Rhapsody ultimate going off, and Berserker is just running away. You don't play the hero like that, Cakes. You're supposed to man up. That's the point of the freaking hero. He'll run away and play. Yeah, exactly. Luna gets picked off. GG, well played. Are being called, though, and I think it's safe to say we are going to see a victory here for Clan Milk, and there we go. Tough loss indeed, but Clan Milk is victorious. Not only do they take Game 2, but, of course, that means they take the series 2-0. Move to 5-0. Grablords 0-5 record, but, again, they're finishing off strong, so good. Best of luck to them, but Clan Milk, man, they're just good.
Yeah, well, they're looking quite good, and I hope for these up-and-coming teams, they just really take a second to sit down and think about how are they going to lane things and think about their strategy. Don't just think, oh, well, these are some strong heroes, let's throw them together. Not that I'm saying that that's what Grablords did, but it kind of looks like it on paper. It looks like, well, yeah, Behemoth with farm would be kind of cool. Let's throw a Glacius up there and hope for the best. You know, you actually have to think about what are the lanes going to be. You look at a lineup like this. Well, they have a Tempest, so that could either mean a long lane Tempest and a tri lane. Probably not with those heroes because you have Lord Selfhurst and Berserker. So they have a Tempest. Probably not going to do an aggressive tri lane because Tempest and the aggressive tri lane, very easy to shut down the Tempest. So we never see that. So what do we see? It's probably going to be either a Lord Salphurus Rhapsody lane or Lord Salphurus Berserker lane bottom. So either way, you know that there's going to be a suicide hero top. So whatever you do, you have to make sure you shut him down. Like I said, can Glacius Behemoth shut down Lord Salphurus, or if it was Berserker? Probably not. I mean, granted, GD Sucker did play that really well, and he was able to get a lot of farm, and we actually saw a lot of potential coming out from that hero. I love Lord Salphurus. He's a very, very strong hero. But these are the things you have to think about when you're going through the drafting, even before you're in the game. Just theory craft a little bit. Actually think about, will this work? And try to envision those lanes before you send them out.
Yeah. Can't agree with you more. I mean, again, this is This is definitely, this is why it is very nice having you here, Trout. Being able to analyze things like that and not only help grapplers, but hopefully you guys can learn something too. Again, if you are trying to break into the competitive scene, there's plenty of tournaments that are definitely happening now and then, including even the Mid-Wars tournament once again, which is set to happen this weekend. I believe signups are still open for that. Obviously, strategy a little bit different than that, but still, it's fun to get together with friends and have fun there. But yeah, take this as a learning experience, a team yourself at home, and write it in your notebook and use it for future games, definitely. But again, Clan Milk now 5-0 record here in Group T. They are very, very impressive, and like I said, mathematically, I don't think they're guaranteed moving on, but they play Q Squad 1 their next match, and then they play iLight the following match. Two teams that are in the middle here of Group D, but again, teams that they should beat here when it's all said and done. So they've already defeated your Trademark, your DDoS, your Fnatic. Those are the other big three teams, of course, in the group. So you would like to think that they are in a very good spot of moving on now out of Group D. Who the second team is going to be, it really is completely up there. Trademark Esports and DDoS are definitely the favorites, but iLight's been there. Q Squad 1 is technically still in it. Now, iLight, I'm not sure how their match finished. I want to say they were down 1-0. I'm actually going to check real quickly here to make sure. It looks like Fnatic did take Game 2 as well, pretty handily, actually. So that means Fnatic defeated iLight, which does put iLight at a 3-2 record now, and, decreases their chances quite a bit. But still technically in the race there, at least for that second-place spot and moving on. So you never know. Anything can happen here. Again, keeps going back to our competitive scene right now. It's just that awesome. But Group D, Clan Milk, to say the least, they're on top. Yeah. And for very good reason. They've proven it, that they can be up there. And will they continue that into the quarterfinals is going to be the interesting thing now. So
yeah, and I just want to say earlier in the cast towards the end there, I didn't mean to say brown player as in, oh, he's just the brown player.
Daddy.
I just didn't, unfortunately, I didn't know his name as quickly.
Yeah.
And so just a loss of words, I just said brown. Just
you don't
that's the color of the hero that he was playing. That's the color of the spot that he was playing. So, no, I just saw the chat blow up. I didn't mean anything against the player himself.
It was funny, let's be honest.
Yeah.
He struggled, though.
I mean, yeah, again, I said it wasn't really his fault. It's just the unfortunate circumstances of him being in that lane, and a good job from CM to keep him out. But, hey, shit happens.
Yeah, that's a good way to...
Oh,
you Trelf. Anyways, guys, on that note, unfortunately, once again, not the longest cast today, but tomorrow we are set to come back at you, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2100 Central European Time. As you can see, our schedule for tomorrow should be a pretty solid matchup. We got Orange Esports Malaysia set to take on 90s, now actually known as Lions. Of course, they just picked them up about a week ago or so. So we got Lions versus Orange there. That definitely matters. Orange Esports is 5-1. Lions will actually be 3-2. So Orange Esports, I believe, I'm looking at it right now. It looks like even if they lose, not even though, that actually they definitely could use a win still. So they're not guaranteed. The Lions definitely need a win. I mean, if they lose there, then very likely their road could end. So, but a big matchup for both of those teams. Then we have Complexity versus Fit. That's on Thursday. And I think that it's safe to say that's probably one of the better matches we're going to have to finish off here in the group stages. Because not only is that just such a great matchup between two excellent teams, there's a lot on the line for that, especially for Fit. If they lose that, they're done. If Complexity loses, we could even see a three-way tie for first place, which would be really interesting there between them and then, of course, Team It's Gosu. And then you have Group C matchup on Friday. That's going to be Quap versus Call It Karma. That should also be another fun matchup. That one doesn't really have a whole lot on the line there from Group C, but it actually is our first chance to see both of those teams, at least here in the group stages, and seeing what they make happen. So every day, guys, every day, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2100 Central European Time. We're coming back at you. We will be here tomorrow, as far as the many following days, all the way up until August 30th, which I believe it is the grand finals here for the DreamHoN Summer Championship. So, but man, the group stages, it's been a great ride. We still got a couple more matches in each group, of course. But that quarterfinal stage is going to be epic. Every single matchup is going to be great. It's a double elimination format. $40,000 prize pool on the line once again. A lot of money. So much money on the line. It's going to be fun, guys. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying that so far. Trough, any final words you want to give out here?
Shout out to Killer Orange, our producer here at Honcast. And again, you mentioned it, but in 2 days, the FIT versus Complexity matchup,
Yeah.
that's going to be really a good one to watch. So
Yeah.
hopefully you stay tuned for that one because it's going to be, it's going to be a match.
That really
It's going to be a
is.
series, actually.
That's going to be a great series between those two teams. So, of course, that is set for Thursday. Tomorrow, Orange versus Lions is happening, which does definitely have some standing value in that Group A there. So, tomorrow also going to be a fantastic match. Tune in then. With that said, once again, I was Breaking CPK. Joining me, this guy, Terrell Alphamador. And a big shout out to Killer Orange once again, our producer. Have a good night, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Peace.